So I just did like this whole video comparing like London to Amsterdam and like why you should, if you're going to live in a city at all, like you should definitely live in a Dutch city, not in a British city, or really like somewhere like Berlin or a French city, maybe not Paris because I imagine that's very expensive, um, or another sort of European city and just fucking leave London. Like if you live in London, you go up London, and you're like aspirational. Oh, I want to live in London. It's like I'd reconsider it. Like maybe leave. Like go somewhere else in the world. Like the world is bigger than London, and like we grow up in the UK so with this aspiration. We grow up, we go to school in the countryside. Oh, we're going to go work and live in London. Or that's like what's expected of us usually by our parents, or very often. And oh, you go to the city, which always means London. And you get a job and live in London. It's like, no, I fucking won't. I don't want to live in that fucking shithole. It's a crap. It's a dreadful city. It's terrible. like, although it was a great city, but I mean, great in terms of like it. It's a city that certainly has achieved greatness. It's a city that, well, it's in its architecture. It just demonstrates. It seeks to show off power, might, global dominance, and colonial wealth. That's what's built London, basically. And I'm checking out like Dutch property prices. Property prices in Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a phenomenally beautiful city. I think it's Europe's most beautiful city, or the most beautiful city I've seen in Europe. And I've seen quite a few. I've seen Barcelona, Paris, London, etc. Rome, Florence even. Nah, it's pretty in Florence, I think. Because the canals. It's gorgeous, wonderful place, beautiful city. And yeah, I'd love to live there. I guess what else it is? It's affordable to live in Amsterdam. I've seen like €250,000 two-bedroom apartments. Like, oh. Or like a houseboat. Yeah, a beautiful Dutch canal. How much would that be in London? 2 bedrooms or something, I think it was. All mod cons things, but lovely inside. How much would that be in London? Like, that'd be 1.5 million at the minute, I suspect. On any bit of like London waterway. How much is it in Amsterdam? €500,000. It's great. Oh, how amazing. And like, London, I use like a baseline of property of somewhere reasonably central in London, 2 bedroom flat in southwest London in Chelsea. Guess how much that set you back? 1.2 million. Or the equivalent property probably cost you in Amsterdam. 350,000 euros, 400,000 euros maybe. And it's just so different. It is so different. It really is. London, like half the properties in London, it's like New York. They're sort of they're parceled up or split up into like packages that are sold between investment banks. No one actually lives there. They're just investment properties. They're just properties for probably built even for like banal or like faintly futile purposes of just binding money into bricks and mortar. And it's just like you're sort of building a building of apartments to sort of try and mint money or mint a sort of coin that is a building or a title deed for a property. And that's like how it works. It's unbelievable. It's odd. It's just, like London, like that's where a stupid person moves, I think. It's a city designed, in the globalized, like modern world, really, to be a sort of a big tail feather of the UK to sort of draw in people from around the world who've got more money than sense. I think that's really its purpose now. And all the rich sort of Russian and Southeast Asian oligarch playboy types, they flood into London and buy up the big mansions in Chelsea, each of which could be turned into 10 or 15 flats, I imagine. And, that has solved the housing crisis in the UK. I bet we still haven't done that, have we? We still haven't taken back the oligarchs' properties and put our homeless people in them. It's not like we want to make money in this country either, is it? Turn it to flats. We've got builders, haven't we? Sell them. No one needs a fucking house that big in fucking London. Like, these places have got, like, acres of land sometimes are so attached to them. Pools outside. You don't need that shit. Just take it all back. Flat. Sell it. It's illegal. It's like, a war in Ukraine is illegal. Like, you're going to do something illegal? We'll do something illegal. We'll just take the properties back. All of them now. That's be the first thing I'd have done if I was PM. Do it now. Just do it. I don't. Amsterdam, I was like, walking past that houseboat in Amsterdam, like, my first impression was like, oh, it'll cost 1.3 million euros. I can never afford to live there. Like, I'm dreaming. Like, I would love to live in the Netherlands. Like, this is the dialogue in my head. I would love to live in the Netherlands, but I sort of had to accept the fact that I probably couldn't afford anywhere in Amsterdam, I guess. That's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, I mean, I probably had to live in, like, you know, another Dutch city or smaller town. But the thing is, like, I could live in Amsterdam. You can. Thing, like, and like London is like, you can maybe live in London. That's the other part. But the thing is, I've never been able to bring myself to live there. Not once. I hate it. I hate the idea of it because it's just so unbelievably foully expensive. Everything else is expensive as well. Everything is a ludicrous price. You know, as I was having a pint in London in this pub outside the bus station outside Victoria. I was drinking this crappy pint of Fuller's ale or something, and it cost £7. I chucked most of it away. I don't even want to drink it. What a fucking waste of money that is. That's shite. Like, that's like €8 or €9 for a beer. An equivalent beer in Amsterdam, it'd be less money. It'd be delicious Dutch beer, delicious Dutch lager. You know, not like Amstel Heineken, like good Dutch beer. But Amstel Heineken, like, we consider those good in Britain, like compared to the other shit we get. Like, yeah, Heineken. Like, I served a Dutch guy once. I was working in the bar, the pub where I used to work. I was like, oh, you like Amstel? Like, it is piss. I was like, that was like premium beer here. You know, like what we consider like shitty lager, like Carlsberg or Carling. Like, Carlsberg probably the best lager in the world. That's how it gets sold to us. It's like, it tastes it's like the most bland, like nondescript, uninteresting. Like, it just tastes like the idea of lager. It's like a lager flavored alcoholic beverage. Like, you know, you get like, oh, my Duvel and my Quack. And oh, this Quack is really Moorish. Like, all again, I do. I'll go out there again and live. I need to get a job out there. I need to get a farm job out there, I reckon. Earn up some money. That might be what I do. Or do I go to like a Hochschule, or is it tech college, or whatever it is, do an ag course? Or both. I might just have to stick and fucking leave and go there. I was like, my recent expedition to Amsterdam, it was very badly planned. It was very off the cuff, and I spent too much money. I just didn't need to either. I was like emergency staying in hotels like last minute, not even booking online. I had to get out there though. Like, yeah, like ended up having like not such a brilliant time, sleeping rough in like Schiphol Airport. I brought it all on myself, obviously. I was panicking about things here and frankly the corruption in this country. I'm sure, like, I know. By the way, like Holland isn't perfect. It's just like again, like I observe this even like it's like the way things don't work in the Netherlands. Like the Netherlands, like it it will have problems with it from time to time. Things will break, but like in Britain, like things are constantly fucking breaking. I don't know what it is. Like, is it that like the Dutch build things properly? Maybe it is that. And like the British, that's it. No, that is so it. Oh, it totally is. Like, oh, mixing like a bit of like old shit with a concrete. Like, don't notice. Like, oh, we're a fucking cunty country. We really are. Like, yeah, build shit cheaply. And it breaks and fucking cheap crap. So you're constantly have to like pump, yeah, throw money in it to keep it fucking working. And people be like, and like steal it back. And round it round to go. The fucking circus of it. Britain. It's a country based on crime. It's a country. Our country is based on financial crime. Like a lot of the Dutch economy is based on actually mineral exploitation by companies like Shell. So like they've got an evil capitalist dimension to their country. Most all Western countries do, and that I don't think that can really be helped on a level. And yeah, they got a colonial history as well, like most fucking Western European nations also. And it's just, but not to the same extent as Britain. It's not quite as bad. Like Britain, the British economy, the real reason we refuse to give up the pound is because it is a convenient means for the economy of the United States to affect what is in essence money laundering through the British financial services sector. We, in turn, via the big accounting firms such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, then actually service that money in the Netherlands, where we convert it into euros. And this is like, we act as like a back door for the United States to Europe. And this is how the sort of international financial services sector industry works, and it all runs through New York and London, and well, more traditionally Hong Kong and Singapore via British banking firms like HSBC and these sorts of companies and Lloyd's, and like the British economy it's a sort of like circus tent full of hot air, and the air is money, and like the hotter the air is, the bigger the tent is, if you see what I mean. Or it's like a balloon, and inflate it a little bit, like pump more in, let some out, rise a stop, fall a stop, buy, sell, like, or engineer crisis. Yeah. Stock go down, buy. Our economy recovers because everyone's buying it, sell. Oh, fuck it hell. How foul. Like, and another reason I'd move to the United States as well. I would. Also because cheap properties are out there, and like I'd actually be quite interested to live in somewhere like Detroit, because Detroit seems to be coming up now, but in a kind of very, very grassroots and interesting level. Like everyone's doing like community agriculture and things like that. Actually, I might not live in the Netherlands. Or I might live there when I'm old. Yeah, okay, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe I'll live in the United States. I'll try to, because I'd like to like live in a place like Detroit and do this like community agriculture stuff. Would be amazing. Or live in a state where weeds are legal and be a weed farmer for a bit. You know, like pick some bud and tend some bud. That'd be sweet. But yeah, like where was I? Yeah, because I'd rather live in the United States because bits of the United States are affordable, and it seems like the people of the United States are far more optimistic and upbeat and fun in general than British people. Because Britain is very depressing a lot of the time and really quite repressed and repressive. It seems to me, and deeply conservative, and this causes like the youth in Britain like to become variably angry and miserable. Because like United States, like it wants to feed like an illusion of hope at the minimum to its people. In Britain, it's nothing like that. Like we don't like I don't think like want people to be like they want people to be happy here, but I don't think they want people to be optimistic about the future. Like it's like yeah, in the States, we want people to be happy and optimistic. I think like dream and build and all this stuff, the American dream, and there's that. There's none of that in Britain. Like in Britain, like, you shut up and do as you're told, and you'll serve your betters, and you will work or you will not be taken, and all this, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but no reward in it for you because it'd be too much by half the likes of you. All this sort of shit, and yeah, finger pointing and finger wagging and hypocrisy and crap here, and the history that which people like fawn over, but if you understand it well enough, it's dreadful. And not just the slavery, lots of other things. And more recent things that people are like really quite willing to even now acknowledge, like the chemical castration of gay men. I think went on until the early 70s, even very horrifying like that. And yeah, like the United States is like the king of the world character, isn't it? Like Britain, hide this money for me. Britain, do this for me. Britain, we're going to war together. Like Britain is like the whip little horrible toadying lackey country. Like, yes, master. I like to serve master. Like, thank you, master. Like, we're that nation. Oh, fuck me. What a horrible place this is. Well, it was not horrible. It's not. It's the bit of England that I love, or the bit of Britain that I love, is the countryside. Like the countryside is gorgeous, it's beautiful. I love it so much. I love the countryside in Britain, and you know what? Walking the Dutch countryside, it's gorgeous as well. I mean, yes, it is all flat, but I mean, yeah, got wood bits, lovely, gorgeous bits of canals. I don't mind it. I don't think I at all mind like living in the Dutch countryside, not at all. But I mean, the English countryside is my home. I've grown up in it, and yeah, it does like stir something. Like yeah, like very sentimental in me. It has a deep, deep place in my heart. But like London and British cities do not have a deep place in my heart. They are overpriced, just like everything here. We all know this, really. We all do. We all complain about it. Like, I think, like, no way is that worth the fucking money. Like, of course not. Of course it isn't. Like, just another example. Like, I was buying toothpaste in a shop in London actually, and it was in Boots in Liverpool Street Station. I was like, toothpaste, £5, £5, £5, and then you have to look for the toothpaste, the Sensodyne toothpaste, that is no bigger or smaller than any of the other tubes of toothpaste. Yeah, it's £2.50. What's that all about? I'll tell you what that's all about. That's about like people are toothpaste, like they're at a train station and they just want to quickly buy toothpaste. It's trying to catch you out all the time. It's a country that's like routinely trying to fuck you over. Like, you gotta be on your fucking toes in Britain. Like, on your game. Like, if you wanna like make it here. This is a difficult country to be successful in. Like, you know, you can't like fuck around it too much and get away with it. Like, I don't think you can in Holland either. But I mean, it seems a few things in the Netherlands that separate it from Britain. It seems calmer. It seems more level-headed. Definitely, the people are mostly like more at a baseline of. It's a different sort of normal. Like the sort of normal in Britain is like the sort of normal in Netherlands is like that. That's great. That's good. And you find this all the time on the continent. Like people just drift around and like relax, or that they're relaxing and everything's nice. In Britain, it's like and everything like trudging through the rain, or it's like or it's hot and sunny, and I don't know. Well, yeah, well, it's quite nice like that. What is it the fucking same everywhere? It's not. I swear it's not. No, it's not. Well, it's not. I know, like a house where, like, or a flat in the centre of Amsterdam or central Amsterdam. Those sorts of prices. Like one of the world's what I think Europe's most beautiful city. Not that I've seen all Europe. Like, okay, maybe it's not like as beautiful as Dubrovnik or Prague or places I haven't been. I don't know, but then again, it's just stunning. It's such a like cool and lovely, amazing place. I think it's better. I think it's more. I think it's prettier than Paris. Like Paris is very, very beautiful, of course. But it's like a beauty that I enjoy more. It's a style that I enjoy more. Yeah, it's a Dutch style. It's cool. It's better. I think it's like, and it's reasonable, and like it's reasonably priced. Everything is. Everything is. And you know, Albert Heijn is reasonably priced. That's the thing. And also the other thing is like everything you get in Albert Heijn, it looks like fresher ingredients. It tastes like fresher ingredients as well. This is really it. Yeah, like I think like it actually it doesn't work out as more money than Britain. Also, it's better products for the same prices. Yeah, like your sandwiches and things fresher. None of these horrible little like it has like a week old like frozen fucking Tesco's meal deal sandwich that looks fucking cheap as shite. Has been packaged in Nigeria and flown all around the world to finally get to Tesco's to be sold for like £2.50 or whatever in a £3 meal deal. And like a £3 meal deal as like €3.50, isn't it? And for that in the Netherlands, you get nice, fresh looking broodje sandwich or a little zalm salmon and sour cream wrap. Like winning. Fuck yes, Holland. Or is Albert Heijn a little more expensive than Tesco's? I almost don't care though, because I'm getting something better each time. Like I know sandwiches in Holland don't cost that much in cafes. It's probably where you should buy a sandwich. You know, don't give money to fucking Albert Heijn. Give it to like a local business, a small business. Like, you know, if you buy a sandwich from Albert Heijn too often, you're probably like a bit of an arsehole, aren't you? Since like cafes around to make perfectly good sandwiches, probably for less money or for a similar amount of money. Hmm. It's the exchange rate. It's sneaky. You know, you're like the numbers in Britain, but numbers in Britain are less. Yeah, ugh, like, it's exchange rate. It works out more in euros, then, doesn't it? Like, yeah, it's more. Also, like Dutch wages, like, oh, I know they're better than British wages. Yeah, they are. Oh, what's a Dutch minimum wage? I bet it's like 11 euros, isn't it, an hour? Oh, it will be. Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. This will prove it. Dutch minimum wage. Hourly. What? Oh, it's average hourly wage. Okay. Mm. Oh, no. We have a higher minimum wage than they do. Oh, actually, we wouldn't. It's €8.80 an hour. What's UK minimum wage? It's £9, isn't it? Oh yeah. Well, but we do need it. No, but national living wage is £8.91. That's what I thought it would be. You guys increased to £10.90 an hour. Out of London, it's £11.95. Well, I mean, that is understandable because we do need it, frankly. And like in the Netherlands, I don't think you might need it quite so much. And you could probably get away with. Let's like quickly search up what the average job. Okay, Netherlands jobs hourly pay. Try and find like a bar job, what they pay. Then the average hourly wage in euros for 25 to 30-year-olds is 18.98 euros. Okay, hang on. Average pay. Average pay UK 25 to 30. I know we couldn't earn more. This is the other thing. We don't earn more than the Dutch. They earn more. They have a higher GDP per capita than we do. Which, like, this is like what really underpins it all. It seems to me like they've actually figured out how to tax the rich in the Netherlands, and therefore provide affordable and high quality public services with the money. They figured out how to provide, I imagine, very, very good healthcare. And actually, I know it's very good healthcare. Not that I've had any ever, but I've researched it, and they're rated as one of the better healthcare providers in Europe, alongside sort of France, a place in Germany, places like that. And they have very, very good, which I have experienced, education, which is very affordable indeed by the standards of, I think, Europe in general, and certainly by the standards of the UK. They have very, very good public transport, which is fucking incredibly affordable, really cheap. I think it's all publicly owned. And other than that, I'm uncertain, like, and the police work, they have police, like everywhere. Weed's legal, so I doubt they have to fight half as much crime as we do in the UK. Like, that's the other bit also. The Netherlands, like, seems like some far less criminal than Britain. You know, it's not just like street criminals and gangs in Britain. It's also white collar crime and like higher level organised crime integrated into the system, which I have experience of in this country. Yeah, that shit is, it's terrifying to have to live through it all. And you know, that's what happens when you live in a country that its basis is almost corruption. It's almost its basis is that. Like its basis is like fucking laundering American money. Like, and servicing the dollar, converting to yen, and slippery accounting and evading tax and all this shite. And one company trying to slither around its own government by getting into the UK, slithering around that, slithering into Europe, back in the UK, back in America. Just pay your fucking taxes. Just be an honest, business person. Pay tax. And benevolence, it seems like there's less income inequality, so there's a better quality of life for everyone, including the rich. Including the rich, homeless people, far fewer homeless people. I mean, I did go around Amsterdam. I said, before, when I lived in Utrecht, I didn't see a single homeless person. Then again, that is Utrecht. I didn't live in Amsterdam, and there are a few homeless people in Amsterdam. I saw a handful. See, in Britain, in London, they're everywhere. There's loads of homeless people. On a level, it's just worse again. In Bath, people sit in shop doorways all the time. Bristol, loads of homeless people, lots and lots of them. A big on the way up to Thingamabob, Stokes Crofts under that big bridge on the road, packed with homeless people. We'll be fucking doing better than this. I know it's got property standing empty because they're investment opportunities or timeshare or whatever. And our banking industry, fucked ourselves up once, fucked up the globe, and we seem bent on doing it again. Kick all those puce-faced, miserable, slapped-ass prigs out of the city of London. So just go home. Enough of you. You're ruining the world. They don't know anything about anything. They don't know how to build something. They don't know how to grow food or crops or raise livestock or mend a car or build a car or build a fucking house or factory or anything. They just move money around. Yeah, or they sell shit over the phone to rich people who've got more money than sense and buy the shit, and it's Wolf of Wall Street nonsense. But that's when they know how to talk to people and make deals. I've done that. I can do that also. It's not actually in me to do that though. I can't stick at that sort of thing. I need to create stuff. And don't get me wrong, I do love my country. I do. I love Britain. We've achieved great things as a nation. Really great things. We've done dreadful things also though. And that's it's not excusable. No, but do we forgive it and say that? Well, we have given the world the computer and things like this, and we invented the jet engine, and we discovered penicillin and the laws of thermodynamics and things like this, or some laws of thermodynamics. I think Lazar can't answer etc. Not Carnot, not Lazar Carnot, someone else Carnot. Never mind. Yeah, but it'd be great. If weed were legal in Britain, this is it. Love Holland though. I'd love to live there. So if things don't improve in Britain, if house prices don't come down at a reasonable level, the reasonable level of Amsterdam, because there is no flat in London that is no 2-bedroom flat in London that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life that is worth actually as much money, any fucking rational metric, as a single flat in Amsterdam of an equivalent size. Yet the flat in London would be worth 5 times as much. Or it would cost 5 times as much. It isn't worth that though. It's a con. This We can't have an economy based on con artistry. We can't. You know, Britain at least did used to have an economy that was based on something other than financial services. This sort of economy, this has not existed forever. We did have industry at one point. We were at one point, alongside actually, yeah, Rotterdam and so on, like a hub of international trade via colonialism and so on. But yeah, we stood for something. We did build ships. We did build aircrafts. We did build cars at one point. We don't do anything like that now. Not really, or less so. We're like making Airbus engines and Hondas and things like this. But it used to fucking mean something to be British. Like, it doesn't mean something to be British now. Like, not really. Like, being British is becoming ever increasingly like being an American. Like, we're the Americans of Europe. We're, yeah, brash and slovenly and, yeah, loud, crass. And yeah, it comes out of like a sort of like, I think self-hating apathy with the fucking thing, the place. Ah, it's all just going to shit in it. Oh yeah, because you're not doing anything to help it. And like, yeah, we say it's a shit, but like we don't want to improve it. I'm about to fall into hypocrisy on this because like, then you try fucking organising people in Britain to like make it better. That never happened. Like, and we are with the land of it never happened. Like, well, we needn't be that. Surely, this is like turning into like big society thinking almost. Like, actually, that is the wrong thing to have said. Yeah, no big society. No, it should be more like we need top-down change to legislation on drugs, cannabis especially, but also psilocybin mushrooms. Legalise the shit out of our weed. Make it recreationally legal. Smoking coffee hours, coffee shops. Just like the Netherlands, just copy the Dutch system. Call it like the coffee house, you know, like the intellectual tradition of the Enlightenment in the 18th century, and Samuel Johnson, and all these sorts of types of crowded to coffee houses. Discuss the great matters of the day, when Britain was a great nation, and not just, you know, the bitch ass European sort of enforcer of European policy. Like, United States says jump, Britain says how high, and you know, control Europe. Forward, like, yeah, Britain's the doorway of the United States to Europe, and like the United States economy to get to Europe. That's how like McDonald's and things gets into Paris. Ruins our country. But like we don't care about McDonald's in the UK. We didn't have good food to begin with. All we did, but way back in the day, like, you know, all the roasting meat in the medieval period. That sounds like it was fucking dank. That looks great. That looks great. That looks brilliant. Mwah. A sucking pig like that. It's delightful to eat that. A fattened piglet. Weed legal, tax the weed. Copy the French system for the NHS, which must make the French spend more on healthcare because they have more to spend. It costs money for rich people if they get sick in the United States. And it should cost a bit of money at least for everyone, so it's a deterrent, so people do take care of themselves. Um, I think we need some sort of regulation again on the property market. Nothing like this time sharing investment shit. And yeah, like if a property's like vacant for 6 months or unsold in 6 months' time, it gets like requisitioned by the state or something and sold on as property again. And maybe like the government should sort of socialise actually the buying and selling of properties. Maybe that'd be a good idea. And maybe we should get back in the EU. Certainly get back in the EU, I think. And I think definitely join the euro. I think. Yes. Yeah, I think join the euro. I'm sick of the pound. I hate it. This is like another little blip of a currency for other currencies to become and then get changed into euros and then sold on like probably even just done by algorithms now and computers. And it's just and like trying to track this sort of thing and like cream off profit at the opportune moment. And they've got computers that do it automatically here. In the land of the compute. Yeah, like supercomputers underneath in the city, the stock exchange and whatnot. Doing transactions. Fuck you, Britain. Legalise weed, you stinking horrible shithole, shit pile of broken dreams. London thinks it's a whole fucking deal when it comes to this country. It ain't. It's an upjump prick of a city, and it's dirty and stinking and overpriced, and it wants to fucking rob you blind at every corner. And it wants to like own the world, but the world won't fucking let it because it hated London to begin with.